There are over 35 different Shrek games across different consoles and different devices, and I've never ever played any of them. But that changes today. First game on the list was Shrek on the PS1. Listen, we can't be too harsh on the PS1, okay? Technology was super limited. But guess what? So were Shrek's abilities in this game. He didn't speak. He made this weird squeaking sound when he made a jump. 8 out of 10 cheese wedges have been found already. Oh, great. Just 2 more to go. In this game, Shrek isn't even powerful enough or strong enough to push over a chicken. In fact, it's the complete opposite. Chickens are literally the boss of Shrek in this game. I don't know why. I don't know why the developers thought that was a good idea. This game grabs you by the balls, throws you in to an area unknown. You go around collecting different little things depending on which area that you're in. And then if you get enough for the required amount, you get access to a minigame. And well, let's just say that my minigame wasn't great. Okay, man. Am I going to hit one? Shrek, what are you at? That's a hit. That's got to be a hit, right? I only got 4 tomatoes left. 5. Okay, then. That was... Yo, Shrek, what they got you doing, man? What's that? What did I even say? Win? Did that say win? Okay. I think it's time we move on. Shrek Super Party on the PS2 was literally a 3D board game. The goal of this game is to collect a winning number of precious drops of bug juice. After every epic battle or daring duel, you have the chance to swap bugs with other players to get the most precious drops. I mean, that sounds promising. Run around and collect the most matching bugs to start the game. You can collect 5 bugs total. Lowest value extras are discarded. Bug values: green 1, red 2. So you want blues. Green's least, bled. Okay. Okay. I got second though, not bad. Did I get, I think I got, yeah, we got tied second. Shit. No, absolutely not built for the single player experience at all, which is what I played it in. But in saying that, not many board games are made for a single player experience, so I gotta give them that. You select a character, throw a ball, whatever it lands on, you gotta do. I.e. move spaces, and if you land on anything, you gotta do whatever it lands on. Example, you landed on a mini game that was like a Royal Rumble. Basically throws you into a ring and you gotta bounce off the ropes, banging into everyone, and whoever bangs into each other the hardest gets more points. And I know how stupid that sounds, but let me tell you something. This mini game was fun as hell. Again, like I said, there isn't much to this game, okay? In terms of variety and gameplay, it's a board game. You do whatever you land on. It's definitely made with, you know, with friends in mind. I don't have any friends, so I wasn't playing it in co-op. I was playing it by myself, which is obviously not the way this game was intended, but it was alright.
Newlywed fever continued to rise in the swamp, and dear Fiona couldn't be happier. Her parents invited her and Shrek to far, far away so they could meet the handsome man she married. While packing for their long journey, Shrek realized he still needed some essentials for the trip.
Okay. Moving on to Shrek 2, which I had super high hopes with. And let me tell you something, it didn't let me down. Apart from the narrator in the beginning when he was telling the story, his voice kind of, I don't know whether it was putting me to sleep or wanting me to get self-induced into a coma. Okay, can I swap? Please tell me Yo, Fiona got moves? The game starts us off in the beautiful swamp, and I immediately found out that I had the ability to smack anyone. So Fiona got the first couple of punches.
Hitting a princess is a federal offense.
I gotta say though, it looks really good. The characters look good, they move good, and thankfully, we can actually throw some punches and some moves, unlike Shrek on PS1. Who's this?
Many thanks to you.
You're welcome.
You rescue my 6 brothers as well.
Sure. But going back to how the game actually looks itself, most of the time it looks great until the camera gets stuck in this sometimes awkward position and you just can't see what the hell you're actually doing. But yeah, apart from that, it's good. I think each character has their own thing going on. Gingerbread Man can jump higher than the others. Shrek farts randomly and seems to be able to lift stuff that the other characters can't. And I don't really know what's going on with Fiona and Donkey. I don't know what they're doing. There was a section where we came up against the Merry Green Men. There was a little guy on a swing playing some instrument. So he was playing some weird music while Shrek was trying to murder the merry men by landing on them with a belly flop. It was a lot to take in, but the combat was actually a lot of fun. And going into this one, based on the previous 2 games, I didn't expect combat this fun to be in this game at all. Pleasantly surprised. After the fight ended, I got Shrek stuck in a trap, which wasn't great. I'm pretty sure the man in the mirror also has the OG voice actor from the actual movie itself, which is an awesome little thing to have in the game, considering how unimpressed I was with the narrator at the start of the game. But it is easy to see where the budget went. Moving on to Shrek Super Slam, it's exactly what you think it is. A platformer fighting game, a Shrek platformer fighting game to be exact. I thought I'd jump into some training so that I don't make an ass out of myself. Hello. Yo, why does this look really good? Hello, charming. Okay, what position am I going to? Press X to jump up and get the potion on the roof. While jumping, press X before you land to double jump up to the potion on the highest roof. Jump towards a wall and jump again as you hit the wall jump. Perform 3 wall jumps. What is going on? After the training, I went ahead, clicked story mode. I was ready to go. The game begins with a quick cutscene where Shrek tries to read a bedtime story to Donkey's kids. And I was pleasantly surprised to hear the real voice actors. Then a dramatic cut to a western-looking bar where Puss in Boots and Gingerbread Man are about to go at each other. I have no idea why it was such a dramatic cut from Shrek reading a bedtime story to the western bar, and there was just no transition as to why that happened. But me and Puss in Boots were about to get it on. Not me, but Gingerbread Man. And whenever I say this went from 0 to 100 really quick, I really mean it. This went from reading bedtime stories to absolute carnage in the space of 15 seconds. I don't know what's going on at this point, but let me tell you something. This game, I wasn't expecting much. How can I expect much whenever it's a Shrek platformer fighting game? This was fun as hell. At least this level was anyway. Within seconds, a giant turkey leg appeared. I was beating that pussy like never before. Pun intended. Pool tables were flying. Barrels were flying. Unicorns were flying. Puss in Boots was getting an ass whooping of a lifetime. And like I said, this level was fun as hell. And then the next level came along. We had Donkey going up against Prince Charming. It was such a letdown. This level had barely anything to interact with. Not that I'd seen anyway. And when we compare it to what the first level was, it was just so slow. Donkey doesn't have much in terms of fighting skills. All in all, the game was kind of fun. Again, if I'd just ended on the first level and not played the Donkey versus Prince Charming one, we could have been talking about an all-timer right now. An all-timer! But we're not, because I did play the next level and it was ass. No pun intended that time. Next up, we have Shrek the Third, and I was really excited for this one, considering how much I loved Shrek 2, which is also my favorite so far. And can we also agree that the DreamWorks intro used to be the best? It starts off with one of the coolest intros, following the little mini dragons through the town on their way to the castle, where they take their seats in the theater with the rest of the crew. More Donkey's cousin the same as usual. I don't know why. I don't know how, but this game already looks worse than Shrek 2, considering the 3-year gap between the two games. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not too sure whether it's the castle environment that didn't have many colors compared to the Shrek swamp, which was very, very, very colorful. Something just didn't look right. I also don't think the characters looked as good either. There was something weird going on with the way the characters looked. They just looked off. I can't really describe it, but again, going back to Shrek 2, I don't think they looked as good. And considering this game is a follow-up and made by the same people, I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's because they blew the budget on the man in the mirror from 3 years ago and they haven't recovered. The combat was cool though. It was nice, and there's a cool slow motion attack thing that you can do whenever you build up Shrek's fairy dust. Shrek's fairy dust. Yeah, I just said that. Shrek has fairy dust in this game, and you can build it up and do a special attack. I feel like if he told Shrek to his face, you need to build up your fairy dust before you can do a decent attack, he'd probably eat you. And I also know you're probably wondering why Shrek looks like that and why he's dressed like that. Honest answer, I don't really know. I skipped the cutscene that probably showed what happened to him. So we are in this dress. with no context. Because I have no idea why. I skipped the cutscene on purpose. I couldn't be asked to watch it. Now that we got outside and Shrek back in his normal attire, we are alongside Mr. Puss in Boots himself. And yes, like I said, Shrek's character still doesn't look as good as Shrek 2. And I don't know why. Considering again there was 3 years between this game and Shrek 2, I don't know what the hell's going on there, man. Like I said, they might have blew all their money on the man in the mirror. Here we are. We got to deal with what we got, okay? But on a good note, getting to play as Puss in Boots was super refreshing. Super refreshing change. He was more nimble. He was faster. It was more agile and overall just more fun to play with. Level design in this one though does seem to be better. It seems like there is more variety of going around and you get into different areas by jumping and doing this and that. It does seem like there's a lot more to the level design in this one, which is always good. Moving on to the final entry on the list, we've got Shrek's Carnival Craze, and it is exactly what it says on the tin. A carnival. I don't know why it didn't click to me that this is what this was going to be until I started playing it, and then yeah, realization kicked in. But there was 2 loading screens before I'd even played any game. 2 loading screens before I'd even got to the main menu, in fact. I'm not too sure what's going on with the graphics in this one either, because it makes me feel like I need to go to my opticians and get a new set of prescription glasses, because this game made me feel like I was genuinely, I just caught glaucoma. I thought I was going blind playing this game. Not too sure about you, not too sure if it was just the version I was playing, but it made me feel like I couldn't fucking see. First game I played was bowling with a melon, and the idea of the game was to bowl with the melon and to knock over as many dwarves as you possibly could. And the weird thing about this one, it was really fun. There was something so satisfying about listening to that melon roll down the alleyway. And I done great. I actually won the game and I got a strike too, which is always great. The next thing we played was a tennis game of sorts called Hairball Hack. And it was basically a court split into 4. And you basically had to hit the hairball back over the fence. Not too sure why there's a hairball. It's got something to do with Puss in Boots. I don't know why they couldn't just use a ball, man. I don't know. The thought of hairball hitting hairball, it kind of grosses me out, but here we are. The game was cool itself, but the voiceovers during the game was icking me just a little bit, because Puss in Boots voice acting, it was like the ASMR gone wrong type shit, you know what I mean? His voice was vibrating my brain. It was like someone way too close to your ears.
Hurry up, please, so we can get this over with.
Moving on to the sack race, where it was a race and you were in a sack, and the goal was to win the race by crossing the finish line first. I didn't get off to a great start because I didn't know how to fucking move. After completing 3 races in each area, you get access to 1 bonus or 1 last level. This one was the cookie dance, and the idea of this one was to rotate your gingerbread icon so that the falling gingerbread man would fit in it. I don't know. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Neither was this game, to be honest. But here we are. And that's that. That's the list. That is every single game that was on PS1 and PS2. To my knowledge. Anyway, I gotta say, by a clear country mile, Shrek 2 is the winner. Shrek 2 is the best game on console, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Watching this video, what do you think would have been your favorite? Let's see the top 5, okay? Shrek 2 by a mile. Then I'll probably go, you know what? I would probably go Shrek's SummerSlam, then Shrek the Third, Shrek's Super Party, Shrek on PS1. Actually, no, take that back. Shrek's Carnival, number 5, and then Shrek on PS1 as the worst. That's the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Peace.